Hej allihopa, hi everyone and welcome back to another video from Say It in Swedish. Hey allihopa, what's up guys and welcome back to Say It in Swedish. I'm your host JOAKIM and today we are going to take a look at 10 Swedish abbreviations. We did not cover abbreviations yet.
I did not.
Neither on sayitinswedish.com nor here on the YouTubes. So I'm pretty stoked about this video actually. I have chosen a couple of different types of abbreviations and acronyms, so let's jump right into it. The first, förkortning, which means abbreviation, or in this case, this is an acronym, is SMHI, which means Sveriges Meteorologiska och Hydrologiska Institut. I think most of you can imagine what this means because it's an acronym made up of a bunch of loan words. So it's Sweden's Meteorological and Hydrological Institute. So you will hear this on the news or weather forecast a lot. So that's why I thought this could be useful for you, because you might use the news to practice your Swedish and to practice your hearing. So you will come across this abbreviation a lot. And next we have AB, which means AKTIEBOLAG in Swedish. And this is a type of enterprise, an enterprise that is made up of stocks. Then we have a bunch of abbreviations and acronyms that are basically words today, which means that you will most likely hear them in this form. So first up we have VD, which basically means CEO in Swedish. And as in English, you'll mostly hear the word CEO and not the full title, and same goes for Swedish. You will most likely hear VD than verkställande direktör. And next we have BB, which stands for BARNBÖRDSHUS. And actually, prior to this video, I had never heard about this word before. BB is the most common expression that you will hear, and it means maternity ward. So most likely someone is going to BB, or someone is telling you that they are at BB. They will never say I'm at the BARNBÖRDSHUS. That sounds a bit medieval to me. Then we have SJ, which means Statens järnvägar, and this is the Swedish this is the government. This is state-owned railway company. En gång till. Next up we have SJ, which means Statens järnvägar, and this is the Swedish state-owned railway company, and people won't walk around and talk about Statens järnvägar. They will say SJ. So SJ is the bad guy here. SJ is never on time, or SJ is expensive, or whatever. Our next abbreviation is something that you will come across a lot in the news. For instance, if there was a catastrophe in a country with a lot of Swedish tourists, or if a Swede got arrested in another country, you will most likely hear the term UD, which means UTRIKESDEPARTEMENTET. And this is our authority for foreign affairs. And yeah, we will in this case you will also hear the non-abbreviated version, but you will also hear UD a lot on the news, so it's pretty important to know this one. To some people, sports count as a religion, and also in Sweden we watch a lot of sports, for instance soccer or ice hockey. There are a lot of Swedes in NHL, for instance, and other winter sports are very important to Swedes, and of course these have a world championship or a European championship, and besides those we also have of course the Swedish championship, which mostly is your gate to the bigger events, and in Sweden we call that SM, which means Svenska mästerskapen. Next up we have two abbreviations that you will also come across on the news, not spoken, but you will see them connected to a name. We have, for instance, we have TF, which means tillförordnad, and this is used when someone has taken some kind of like a seat as a president or a CEO or something temporarily, so you will see TF if they are only going to be there temporarily, like if the main CEO is sick, for instance, or whatever, something like that. And then we have FD, which means före detta, former, and you will see that also in the context of like a prime minister or a president, for instance, if someone has resigned or isn't president anymore, but it's still appearing on the news for some reason. Our last abbreviation for today is ST, which means saint, sanct, on road signs. You will find them maybe if there is a church called Sankt something, you will see this on the road sign for that church, or maybe there is a village or something that will have this in the name, then you will see it written like this. And here you see the importance of the Swedish spelling rules of abbreviation, because this means saint or sankt. If you write it like this, it means big, stora, which you will also see on road signs for villages that have this in their names. And if you write it like this, it means a piece, like styck in Swedish. If you are looking at a price, for instance, you'll see a price and then a slash and then ST, which means a piece. Before we end this, let's talk a little bit about the Swedish spelling rules here. Normally, our abbreviations are not capitalized, but acronyms are, as long as they are made up of names, and mostly, I mean mostly they are. So acronyms like SMHI, they are written capitalized, and if the abbreviations are made up of 2 or more words, we mostly put a dot between the words if they are easily mixed up with real words. So for instance, we have VD here. It's not capitalized because it's not a name. We don't use a dot here because it's not a word, for instance. But we have the abbreviation BLA written like this, because it could be mixed up with blah, like blah blah blah. And as you learned for the last abbreviation, spelling is kinda important at times, so keep that in mind. Alright, that was everything that I had for you today. I hope that you learned something. I think you did. If you want to learn more Swedish, you can do that on sayitinswedish.com. There I have free audio lessons and vocabulary lists for you. And if you want to chat with me and practice your Swedish, or just hang out and talk with me and other fans and learners, you can do that on our Discord server. Link is in the description, and we will see each other in another video. Alright, take care, bye, and hej då!